Is exercise just about a calorie burn? If it is all about a calorie burn and the laws of thermodynamics like physics, then what about physiology? My goal today is for you to get a deeper understanding of the benefits of exercise and its value from a physiological perspective than merely a physics perspective, which is calorie burn. The many benefits of exercise are irrefutable. I will be covering this topic at a later point. I will be mostly focusing on the mechanisms of exercise and how it communicates with the various organ systems. The most crucial component of chronic, consistent, regular, daily exercise is developing a healthy muscle and thereby maintaining skeletal system integrity and its function. A muscle system is one of the major mediators of all other systems in the body. The muscular system acts almost like an endocrine system and it produces various hormones. These are called myokines, which actually are circulating factors influencing all other systems in the body. I will be giving you an illustration about how the healthy muscle communicates with the entire body through various organ systems. This is mostly going to be in terms of energy balance. Try to understand the communications, the connections and the interconnections through various signaling systems. Do not worry about the technical terms if it gets too complex for you. Just try to pay attention to how the body communicates and recommunicates from one part to other in a multi-directional way. Exercise activates the muscle. The muscle stimulation leads to increased insulin sensitivity and thereby muscle hypertrophy. The muscle in turn makes a variety of circulating factors called myokines. These are chemical mediators just like hormones, namely irisin, myostatin, IL-15 and VEGF. The myokines in turn stimulate the fat tissue, which is the adipose tissue, and thereby increase the mitochondria in the adipose tissue. This is called the browning of the fat. There are two kinds of fat, the brown fat and the white fat. The brown fat is mostly useful for energy dissipation, while the white fat is mostly meant for storage. The adipose tissue, after being stimulated by myokines and browning, in turn produces a chemical mediator like a hormone again called leptin. Leptin means thin. I am full feeling kind of sensation that it gives. Leptin then acts on the brain at a specific site in the hypothalamus and increases the sensitivity of the hypothalamus to the action of leptin itself, thereby decreasing the appetite and increasing the satiety or the satisfaction. This finally leads to energy balance. The hypothalamus is an important organ for energy balance. It acts as a thermostat. So, exercise indirectly leads to better food choices and decreased cravings, thereby regulating the appetite and hunger. In turn, the hypothalamus produces another circulating factor called BDNF, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This acts like a fertilizer to the brain. The BDNF now, in turn, stimulates the adipose tissue, causing increased browning or increasing the mitochondria. Now the adipose tissue in turn makes another circulating factor called adiponectin, which is like another hormone. Adiponectin in turn stimulates back the active muscle, increasing its sensitivity to insulin, causing hypertrophy. Independent of all this signaling, the myokines from the muscles increase energy expenditure, leading to energy balance directly. At the same time, leptin from the adipose tissue increases the energy expenditure, leading to energy balance. Finally, the myokines from the muscle also directly stimulate the hypothalamus in the brain, increasing the sensitivity of leptin, thereby increasing satiety and decreasing appetite. And of course, increased calorie burn leads to increased energy expenditure directly. So, in conclusion, developing a healthy muscle with chronic, consistent, regular exercise and getting global physiological benefits is more important than merely a calorie burn. Fat tissue and muscular tissue both produce hormones, fat tissue producing adipokines, muscle tissue producing myokines. Both these systems in fact represent the largest endocrine system in the body. If exercise could be packed in a pill, it would be the single most widely prescribed and beneficial medicine in the world. Again, exercise is medicine, it is not just calorie burn. Keep exercising until I see you next time.